Hey everyone, just a quick ask before we get into the newscast. If you really like Wake Up, I would love it if you gave us 5 stars on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and drop a quick comment there to let people know about this newscast. It would really help people discover us. All right, on with the news. Wake up, Pittsburgh. I'm Matt Peiken, and this is your local newscast for Friday, January 30th. Pittsburgh City Council spent more than 4 hours questioning nominees for the city's top public safety posts this week, including Acting Police Chief Jason Lando and Public Safety Director nominee Sheldon Williams. Lando publicly addressed past misconduct allegations for the first time, expressing regret for retaliatory texts he sent to a former subordinate during his time in Maryland. Council also raised concerns about potential secondary employment, an issue stemming from former Chief Larry Serrato's controversial tenure. Both nominees affirmed their full commitment to their Pittsburgh roles. Council is expected to approve both appointments next week. Read more about this in the Post-Gazette. Just weeks into his term, Pittsburgh Mayor Corey O'Connor has secured a $10 million gift from UPMC to help replace the city's aging emergency vehicle fleet. The donation will fund 9 ambulances and a rescue truck expected in service by December. This comes after last week's snowstorm revealed the strain on the city's outdated fleet, over half of which has exceeded its recommended lifespan. The contribution also frees up funds for purchasing public works vehicles. O'Connor says long-term nonprofit support is still under negotiation. Read more about this in the Post-Gazette. Pittsburgh Public Schools is revisiting a controversial consolidation plan that would close and merge more than a dozen schools. The school board voted unanimously Wednesday to reopen discussions on the Future Ready plan, which was rejected last November. The plan would eliminate several elementary magnet programs, close 9 schools, and invest $29 million to renovate Northview Heights K-5. Board members cited ongoing facility and enrollment issues, but acknowledged a need for transparency and public trust. The plan now returns to the Education Committee for revisions and further input. Read more about this at WESA. Allegheny County's new Juvenile Detention Board of Advisors is raising serious concerns about racial and disability disparities at the Highland Detention Center. Data show that 86% of detained youth in 2025 were Black, and nearly half had special education needs. Critics question whether the advisory board has the power to address these inequities or hold the facility's private operator, Adelphoi, accountable. Board Chair Edward Mulvey sparked debate by suggesting systemic racial bias might be beyond the board's scope, a stance some advocates strongly oppose. Read more about this at Public Source. And a group of unionized journalists in Pittsburgh has launched PAPER, the Pittsburgh Alliance for People-Empowered Reporting, aiming to create a new community-driven news source. Organized by the Newspaper Guild of Pittsburgh, PAPER will research nonprofit and worker-owned models as potential alternatives to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, which is slated to shut down on May 3rd. The initiative follows a years-long labor dispute with Block Communications and comes as other stakeholders expressed interest in preserving the paper. PAPER is currently fundraising to support planning and outreach. You could read more about this in the Business Times. If you haven't already, sign up for our free daily newsletter. It's basically this newscast in written form. Go to wakeuppit, that's pit with 1 T, .transistor.fm. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at Wake Up Pitt. And please share this podcast with your friends who care about this city. I'm Matt Peiken. Thanks for starting your weekdays with Wake Up Pittsburgh.